everybody who's listening out there. Welcome back to another episode of This Is Why I Drink. And this one is episode 11, part 11 of the racism series. And to anybody that's listening out there, I have to be honest with you a little bit. I'm a little bit pissed off, and not in a real hateful way about it. I'm a little bit pissed off because after episodes 10 and 10.5, I had this really, really nice, smooth way of buttoning up the racism series, because I don't want to talk about this for the next 3 years. All right. I don't even want to talk about this for the next month if we can actually button it up and move on to something else and get people on board that actually understand what we're saying and also agree with it and believe in what we're trying to build here, and want to start changing their personal paradigm to start helping other people change their paradigm as well. And I'm a little bit pissed because I had it so nicely buttoned up. Great way to end the racism series and be able to start getting listener and follower engagement so that we can move on to something else and start tackling other principles in society that shouldn't be that difficult to wrap our minds around and fix. And then right after I record that episode and have it all set and ready to go, some fucking dick sneeze has to drive his dumbass down to El Paso, Texas and shoot up a fucking Walmart. And now I can't not talk about it. It's like, come on, man. What the shit? It blew my mind. As soon as I saw that come across my news feed on my phone, I legitimately was like, you motherfucker. You have got to be kidding me right now. Now I have to keep going on with this. And again, like I said, I don't want to just talk about racism, because you can talk it to death. You can just cover so much semantic shit that doesn't need to be beat up. And there are so many times that principles and fundamental facts should dictate how we think and act, and then emotion comes into play on those, and there's no end to it. We're just completely fucked. We're just completely screwed to the nth degree, and that's what's happening right now. As I told you guys in episode 7, when I was talking about the Kool-Aid we keep drinking and the manipulation of equality, when I ran down that list of things that we talk about, and I said, and then it always comes back to racism, and then that proved itself in episode 8 when I was talking about episode 8, episode 9, and then again episode 10 when I was talking about the squad and the hamster wheel, and how, again, it just always ends up coming back to racism. It's legitimately like as if once we start getting past a lot of just pithy pissing contest things that happen, especially in our government, because I'm going to call a spade a spade. The majority of those motherfuckers in our Congress and whatnot are a bunch of goddamn children that shouldn't be running our country and shouldn't really even ever have a fucking microphone put in front of them, because every time they talk, they just sound like complete morons. And a lot of times that even goes for Trump. Again, like I've said many times, I hate double standards. And when people call that guy a racist, he's not a racist. He's an asshole. Absolutely. He's a dick. He's not a racist. So and then again, like I said, when AOC, Ilhan Omar, Tlaib, and Presley started running their mouths about Trump saying, go back to where you came from, fix it, show us you can do better, and then come back here and prove to us how you did it better. It's hysterical to me because it proves my point that once we get to a position where a lot of bullshit is proven to be bullshit, then some idiot just goes to fucking Costco, grabs a giant tub of lube, sticks their head in it, gets all nice and greased up, shoves their head straight up their ass, or as the cover photo on my Facebook says, cranium up rectum, and after shoving their head up their ass, decides it's a good idea to drive down to fucking El Paso and shoot up a Walmart. So that's why episode 11 is titled Mass Shootings, Mass Hysteria, and the Mob. Because we're all just a bunch of fucking lemmings that are running around like idiots right now. It's hysterical to me. I mean, it's so stupid. So stupid. And for those of you that think that last comment about going down to El Paso and shooting up a Walmart was insensitive or anything to that nature, remove whatever is irritating your rectal rim and get back on board. That was not an insensitive comment. That dumb son of a bitch, for all the fear that motivated him, didn't have to do that, and he chose to. And I'm going to get to how that is not racist on his part. I'm not condoning it. So before I dive into all this stuff, do not think on any scale I am condoning the actions of that worthless sack of shit. All right? I'm not. I'm simply going to prove to you how it is not a racially motivated incident. And that bullshit narrative has got to stop. All right? We got to stop going to that as a fucking default just because of the fact that we want to end up trying to say that everything's racist, blah, 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 blah. Okay, no, not everything is, because that's ultimately where we're headed, is everything is racist. Now, before I get back to the shit show that has been the last 3 to 4 weeks in the United States, hopefully whoever's watching this on YouTube won't be able to tell where we had to splice the video and the audio, because my dumb ass, that's never recorded anything like this before, never put any audio together like this before, never done any of this prior to launching this podcast, did not know that I could put my phone on airplane mode to record a video. And since I didn't know that, a phone call came through and completely interrupted every single thing that we were doing. So anybody at the last little bit that saw me staring up at the phone for a few seconds like a fucking window licker, that's what was going on. Hopefully you can't tell. And I have no problem admitting that my dumb ass didn't know what I was doing. So that's now that I know, God bless my audio guy for helping me out there so that we won't run into that problem again. Oh my God. I had absolutely no idea what the hell was going on. And then I was so pissed off. Thank God again for him. He fixed it. So back to, as I said, the shit show that has been the last 3 to 4 weeks in the United States. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about the Dayton shooter or the Chicago shooter. And the only reason I say that is because the Chicago shooter, I'll be honest, I don't know a whole hell of a lot about. And I didn't, through all my research I did for the few days after that shooting occurred, where somebody drove by a park and a black Camaro rolled down their window and just opened fire, I couldn't really find anything about it. The Dayton shooter was hilarious on a large scale because of the fact that everybody was trying to put him right in the same category as the El Paso shooter, automatically trying to say, Trump is causing this, Trump is causing that, oh my God, gun control, just losing their goddamn mind. And when when everything about this guy came to light, that one, he's a radical leftist, all right, a radical socialist, he is a Satan worshiper, he is an Elizabeth Warren supporter, and that he was targeting his sister and his sister's boyfriend as soon as everything came out that could essentially put Elizabeth Warren and the far radical left in the same category as people were trying to put Trump into with the El Paso shooting situation. That entire story just fucking died. That was awesome because it shows how fucking biased we are. And it shows how stupid the majority of the people in the mainstream media are. Yet we still listen to these twat pockets every day on CNN, even on Fox News at times, and we let them just run their mouths on all this radical dipshit rhetoric that actually causes more division than our own president causes. Oh my God, it was hilarious. Again, radical leftist, Satan worshiper, Democratic socialist, radical socialist, whatever the hell you want to call him, Elizabeth Warren supporter, targeting his sister and his sister's boyfriend, not going after any specific ethnic group on any scale. And as soon as all that came out, let's see. all the fucking demos and all the far left media outlets just shut the fuck up. That was awesome. Now, to El Paso. Like I said, I wanted to primarily focus on that one because of the mass hysteria that surrounded that, especially since it seemed at the time that this particular situation was going to galvanize more and more hatred towards Donald Trump, towards the NRA, towards all of those things. First off, this guy, he knew exactly what he was doing. I mean, anybody that sits there and says he was just some crazy racist, he's not. He was calculated as shit, all right? He posted his manifesto online. Now, they ended up taking it down, don't get me wrong, okay? While at the same time, it was on air, good God, sorry, brain fart. It was online long enough for some individuals to grab it, okay, and either twist it whatever way they wanted to, trying to say Trump's rhetoric inspired this guy, or that they were trying to show he was just mentally ill, whatever way they were going with it. A few outlets were able to find it and grab it. Okay, I ended up coming across one of the ones that was trying to twist it and saying that Trump's rhetoric is what inspired him. Now, in this manifesto, the El Paso shooter blamed both sides of the political spectrum in this country, the Republicans and the Democrats. He didn't take one side over another on the fact that both sides are just as guilty in that they have not done what's right with immigration laws in this country. Okay? And I'll get to that in the episode right after this, where he was saying that the Republicans and the Democrats have both failed the United States of America when it comes to immigration laws. He didn't take sides on that at all. So stop that stupid bullshit out there trying to say that he was siding with the Republicans. Okay, he wasn't. He said both are fucked up. All right. Number two, his biggest concern for 2020 is that if a Democrat candidate wins the presidency, that they will implement open border laws to where there are no crimes. There are no laws against somebody coming across the border illegally. There are no repercussions or consequences for somebody doing so. His biggest fear was that if the Democrats win in 2020, we will turn into a blue state where anybody at any time can flood the United States of America and we can't say shit about it. So that was his biggest concern. All right. I'll get to that here in a second. Third, he was on fucking camera when that came out that there was actually a security camera photo of the guy walking through the narthex of Walmart between the outside double doors and the inside double doors with a fucking rifle held up and his headphones, his noise canceling headphones on, and it was on their goddamn security camera. Then nobody did shit about it. That floored me. This guy was on camera. Security had to see it. I mean, unless they were just in some giant circle jerk out back or some shit like that, they had to see it. And nothing was done to take this guy out before he could just start popping off shots. So again, what he did was terrible. I'm not condoning it on any scale. I'm also calling out the security of that particular Walmart in El Paso, Texas, because those lazy motherfuckers didn't do anything to stop the guy in an apt response time frame. They didn't do shit. And just, oh my God. I don't understand that kind of stuff. And unfortunately, it goes to show a lot of times how just bad the security at Walmart is in general, because I can't tell you how many times I've walked by seeing somebody who's got security on their name tag and they are literally just dicking off. So get excited on that point. Now, the Democrats and the left, the radical left, jumped on all of this for two reasons. One primary reason was to try to tank Donald Trump and gain ratings. Okay. for their own agendas when it comes to pushing their candidacy. Each individual person just went fucking apeshit on this. So they jumped on it immediately to try to tank Trump and gain momentum for their own presidential candidacy races and push, I should say, in 2020. And to sit there and also try to say we need more gun control laws. Okay? I'm not going to get into the gun control side on this episode. That one would take much longer than I have. What I am going to say is that the reason that this guy did these things, again, is not racist. What he said in his manifesto and the rhetoric he displayed was not inspired by Trump on any scale. There are people in this country that have thought that way about illegal immigration and immigration as a whole and how bad it is and how badly it needs to be fixed for fucking decades. And to sit there and automatically say that this kid was only and purely inspired by President Donald Trump is one of the dumbest damn things anybody can say out there right now in this country. That is completely fucking stupid. Again, I guarantee everybody at some point in their life has heard somebody that they know, maybe even themselves, talk about immigration, illegal immigrants, and the like in the same type of light as this kid posted in his manifesto. So stop blaming the fucking president. It has nothing to do with Trump. Like Kamala Harris, shut the fuck up. All right? Stop saying he incites this, he incites that. Bernie Sanders, shut the fuck up. Trump hasn't done shit on that. All right? It's not his rhetoric that's inspiring this. This is a generational issue. This has been happening for decades upon decades. So shut the hell up about it. All right? This was not a racially motivated attack. And I'm saying that, again, not condoning it because I think that kid should burn in hell for what he did. All right? What I am saying is it was fear-based, not racial. It was fear-based. All right? And I'm going to throw out a term at you guys that I want you to really think about because I'm also going to explain the definitions of the words that I'm using. This was not racial. At no point in this young man's manifesto did he ever say, I hate people darker than me. I hate brown people. I hate anyone. He did not ever at any time say, I hate this group. I hate people different than me. Not once. Okay. What he constantly said in his manifesto is that he was afraid of the future, he was afraid for the future of America because of the potential of an illegal immigrant invasion of Hispanic people. That's what he said. Okay? He said he was afraid for the future of America because of the potential of an invasion of illegal immigrants that are primarily Hispanic people. Okay? So if you actually understand what I'm just saying, that is not racist. Okay? That is not racist. He's not saying he hates them. Okay? What that is xenophobic prejudice. And xenophobic prejudice exists in every single ethnic group, and it exists in every fucking country in the world. So stop playing the bullshit racial card, all right? Stop playing the racism card. It was not racist. It was xenophobic prejudice because the definition of xenophobia is fear of people from other countries, okay? The definition of prejudice is discrimination or antagonism without reason or personal experience, i.e. fear of the unknown. Okay? Because you don't have reason and you don't have a personal experience, so it's fear of the unknown. So his action was xenophobic prejudice. It was not racist because he was afraid for the unknown future of America because of the potential of an invasion of illegal immigrants that could rape the economy. That is xenophobic prejudice, not racism. Stop with the stupid fucking racial bullshit. It has nothing to do with that. And if you keep talking about it like that, you are a part of the problem. You are lighting another fire and you are part of the problem. So stop it. It's stupid. It's juvenile. And if people want to try to talk about how intelligent they are, then you need to do your fucking research and understand the actual reason that this young man did these things. Again, not condoning it. I'm simply saying don't try to twist this shit around and call it a racial issue. Okay? Just like Beto O'Rourke, Robert Francis O'Rourke. The only reason this dumb sack of shit got on TV and said Trump is a white nationalist is because he's trending at less than 1% in the Democratic race. He's not gaining any points. So what can he do to potentially light a little bit of a fire under him so he can gain more followers and more approval ratings, or a higher approval rating, I should say? Well, guess what? Get out there and throw another lightning rod at Trump and call him a white nationalist, call him a white supremacist. Yeah, it's a fucking Hail Mary desperation play. That's all it is. So I agree with the newspaper recently that said he needs to pull out of the race. He needs to pull out of the race because if you can't gain enough followers by towing the middle of the road and you have to go to this extreme level of stupidity, dude, just get out. Seriously, get out. I don't know you personally, so I don't think you're a bad human being. What I am saying is you don't need to be in this race. You're causing more trouble. All right, get the fuck out. It's not worth it for you anymore. So back to the shooting. It was not racist. Stop that shit. Okay? It was xenophobic prejudice, which again exists in every ethnic group in the U.S. and exists in every country in the world. Am I saying it's right? No. What I'm saying is it happens. And unfortunately, at times, there are certain groups or one particular individual that will take it to the extreme because they're so afraid and do something like this kid did in El Paso. So stop the stupid shit. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid and understand it was not racially motivated, and we need to get off of that immediately. Okay? I wanted to take this particular episode and just talk about the mass shootings because, I mean, for God's sake, yesterday in Philadelphia, there was a shootout where 6 cops got injured, and the other responding cops to the scene were getting shoved and having rocks and trash thrown at them by the residents of Philadelphia. And these dumb sons of bitches are throwing stuff at and pushing the police officers that are trying to protect them, that were responding to a drug bust, and their coworkers getting shot. And these thankless, I don't want to sit there and sound like a complete ass. These thankless little twat pockets are shoving the cops and throwing stuff at them while they're also trying to barricade themselves from an active shooter. You got to be fucking kidding me. In New York, you had kids dumping water on cops that were just walking down the street and then trying to record it and act like it was all cool and doing it for the gram, baby, doing it for the gram. What the fuck are we teaching these kids? So guys, you gotta just stop calling everything racist. It's not. And the more we do this shit, the worse off we're gonna be. So I don't really know where else to go on this episode, so I'm going to end it here. It's absolutely idiotic. So stupid to sit there and focus on one side saying Trump's rhetoric caused all this and started all this, when no, it didn't. It's been happening for decades. And then completely ignore the fact that the other crackpot in Dayton was a supporter of a Democratic candidate who just happens to be female. Of course, we're not going to go after that, because if we go after that, then we're all misogynists. So guys, seriously, Get some more of that lube from Costco, grease the sides of the butthole, and remove head from ass. Because we got to start doing something better. We got to start being better. And we got to start being logically better. So for anybody that's out there listening, I hope that you got a little something out of this rant. And I hope that you have a great rest of your week. Also, for those that have been following the podcast and are enjoying listening to it and hopefully are on board and believe in the message that we're trying to spread and work on here, I wanted to first off say thank you, a genuine, heartfelt thank you. After 11 total episodes, we're at just over 350 total listeners and followers, and that's without doing much advertising whatsoever. So that speaks volumes to the people that do follow us and believe again in the message that we're trying to build and inject a little bit of common sense with back into society. So for me, a true, personal, heartfelt thank you needs to be extended to you again. With that being said, the This Is Why I Drink podcast is looking for listeners and followers to partner up with us. And because the gentleman that works the audio for me and my two buddies, CJ and Shaw, I'll give you both a shout out on the next episode too and go into a little detail on that. We really believe in that everything that we're talking about on here and have talked about is so much more simple than we try to make it. So we're looking for listeners and followers to become patrons of the show and to partner up with us. For that reason, I started a Patreon website, and anybody that listens to this and knows me knows how hard it is for me to ask for any kind of help. I'm usually the guy that would rather, work 150 hours a week if I have to be able to build something on my own without having to ask anybody to partner up. I also realize I can't do that. So we're looking for people to partner up and become patrons. And again, we started a Patreon website that will be in the link I'm going to talk about here in a second. It's also linked on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you could go to it there as well if you follow us. And this, obviously, we're asking for donations. It's hard as hell for me to say, I'm not going to lie. My pride's getting in the way right now. And anybody that believes in what we're doing and wants to become a patron of the show can donate on the link I'm going to show you. And for anybody that donates $25 or more to the show so that we can continuously expand, grow, for more studio time to get more participation from listeners and followers, we're going to give you a This Is Why I Drink t-shirt. I've already created some designs. I'm going to be creating more. And we want to send you one of those to say thank you for supporting the show if you choose to do so. So again, anybody that donates $25 or more, it doesn't have to be monthly, one-time thing. You're going to get a t-shirt from us as a thank you because we want to show how much we appreciate your belief in the message that we're trying to build and spread through this. So it's going to be a Linktree link that if you go to right here, okay, that Linktree link is going to have, sorry, my finger's in the way, near the microphone, right here. That Linktree link has everything in it. It's got the Patreon page link. It's got the Instagram account. It's got the Twitter account. It's got the Facebook account. It's got Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Stitcher, SoundCloud. It's got every platform we stream on. So again, if you go to this link right here, again, first time doing this, guys, sorry. Then you'll be able to find that Patreon link and it'll tell you how to become a supporter of the show. Again, one time, $25 or more, you're going to get a This Is Why I Drink t-shirt. And again, a very heartfelt and humble thank you to anybody that does, because it would mean a ton. So again, have a great rest of your week. This is why I drink. Take care. Thank you.